Alright, well, welcome once again to Pennsylvania. Been out exploring quite a bit today. I was out this morning with Mike from Out Naturing, and we were just at Lackawanna State Park. And now we are at a place called Archbald Pothole State Park. Because as I mentioned in these videos, I am trying to get to every state park here in Pennsylvania. I have a couple of lists I'm doing. I've been working on trying to get to every county high point. I haven't done any of those lately, but I am planning on doing some of those again. People have been asking about those. Kind of working on state high points as well. Only did 3 of those, but anyway, this is another one of my lists. Getting to all the state parks in Pennsylvania. So this particular one is just a small one, Archbald Pothole. It's north of Scranton, here in Lackawanna County. Kind of interesting little story behind it, though. I am working on finishing my coffee from this morning. Still tastes good. It's almost 4 o'clock. This was brewed at like 8 in the morning, so it's not warm anymore, but I don't know, still good. Anyway, whatever. But we will walk up to this pothole. This is not a pothole that you find on the road. It's a different kind of pothole. But anyway, let's get up there. And up this way is the pothole. Of course, there's just a small parking lot here. Not so much going on here. I think there's a sign up here that tells us a little bit about it. It looks like they do have a fence around it and a little place you can go walk up top, look down into it. Discovery of the pothole. Oh cool, they have an old tiny picture here. Oh yeah, it was discovered by coal miners. The miner fired a blast, and when the outpouring of stones and water from the hole came rushing through, the miners called out and cry of alarm and ran from the mine. Oh yeah, there you get a view of it. Looking down, and we'll talk a little bit more about what exactly this is in a moment. Let's go this way, actually walk around it a little bit. Oh yeah, it does go down, still does go down, hasn't been really filled in. Kind of hard to tell on camera. We will get up there in a moment and look down. But let me tell you a little bit about what this is. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, here's another view from further over. Kind of, yeah, I'm not sure how it's showing up too well. The contrast with the sun and the shade makes that a little bit difficult. Oh, now the sun's going away a little bit. Well, you can see the bottom down there. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so back in the 1800s, it wasn't known that this hole was here. It was kind of covered up and filled in. But this is a mining area, and the miners were mining one of their, not a shaft, but there's a name for that, their drift. And like it says in the thing, all of a sudden they hit, through the drift, and just a bunch of water and stones came rushing into their drift where they're mining, and they didn't know what was going on, but they ran into this hole is what they ran into. It was filled with water and stones all the way up to the top here, and they didn't know what happened. Of course, the coal mine, the vein of coal they were mining, continued on past this hole, and yeah, people were trying to figure out what this was. So they did come up top. I don't know who did, but they dug this hole out. It's a natural, almost like a borehole that's been drilled into the ground. And how did it get here? Aliens? No. Probably by natural processes. We'll talk about that in a moment. But it is interesting. Well, let's take a walk up the steps and look down into it. All right. Oh yeah, that's kind of creepy. Not sure how well that's showing up. But you can see the bottom there. But it does go down further. It's just filled back in. But you can see the circular shape to it. Like someone took a drill into the earth and bored a hole in there. So you could probably read online about different theories as to how this hole formed. But the most likely theory is due to water. Every now and then when you walk along a place where there's waterfalls and stuff, places like Ricketts Glen, I forget if there's any there actually or not, but you'll find near the waterfall, they'll find these circular holes in the rock. They can be pretty big sometimes. They just go straight down into the rock. And those were formed by the water, and also by, what happens is, water does erode rock. But as it forms that little divot, sometimes little pebbles get stuck in that little divot, and as the water rushes into that little divot, sometimes it's not enough to force the pebbles out, but the pebbles will spin in a circle, and that spinning action, rock against rock, starts to drill a hole, and eventually that hole gets deeper. Eventually larger rocks get in, and they just drill a bigger and bigger and bigger hole. And that's probably what happened here to some extent, although it would have taken a lot of water rushing through here at one time. I forget what the other theories were as to how this formed, but it's definitely something associated with water. It looks like one of those giant boreholes formed because of just water just swirling around in it, with rocks and stuff. Kind of interesting. And you can't go down in. It's fenced off, but although it's tempting, but I don't know if I'd be able to get back out. All right, I was trying to get a, I try in these videos, I try to get like a perspective shot for you to see how big this hole is. So I'm going to try to do something like that maybe. We'll see, because it is actually a fairly large hole. All right, so I'm going to set you up here on this rock, and I'm going to walk out that way. You can't really see the hole, it's on the other side of the fence, but you can get an idea of how big this hole is, because it kind of extends almost from one end of the fence to the other. So let's walk down there for you. Pretty big. Alright, so I did have you planted right on the rock there. I was looking back, and I'll walk up once again to it. Maybe this will help you to get a perspective of how big that hole is down there, as best as I can here. So there's looking down in again. Pretty cool. Okay, it is very circular. It's just like one of those boreholes by a waterfall. All right. Maybe we'll try to get one more view from at the top there. And I am seeing a number of other trails here. This is a very small state park, but I guess there would be some opportunity for a little bit of hiking, but not today. It's gonna be time to get home here soon. Yeah, right here's a trail going off. Who knows where. Alright, I know we walked up here before, but let's just quick look down again, since we're here. I want to look down again too, so I'll just take you with me. Alright. Doesn't look so big on camera, but that's a big hole. I did come back to the sign. They do have some other information here. They say it was melted ice carrying abrasive sand and stone that created this glacial pothole. So it's kind of the same idea of the water. So world-class glacial pothole, 38 feet top to bottom. At one place it was 42 by 24 feet in diameter. Wow. Yeah, powerful whirling mixture of water, sand, and stone. All right, kind of what I just said. All right, so just a quick little video. I don't know if there's really a whole lot more here to explore. Like I said, there are some trails going off in different directions. It's a coal mining area, so there could possibly be some ruins of that sort around here, but I'm not sure offhand. Anyway, this is right off of Business Route 6. just south of the town of German. It's not spelled like German, it's spelled J-E, it's spelled differently, German, anyway. And near Archbald, PA, on Business Route 6. Just a tiny little state park. All right, cool little spot though. All right, I'm gonna make the long drive home. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.